Did anybody ever get their iPhone and think to ask Siri what the population, or if you have an Alexa, what the population, or what is the population on another planet?
No, but I am now. What is the population on Saturn?
Here is some information for Saturn population. According to the Expanse Wiki, fandom, Saturn has at least 150 natural satellites. Many are settled, and the moons have a total population of approximately 20 million people.
What is the population on Venus?
In 2020, the population of Venus was 4,027.
Who's populating Venus? What's the population on Jupiter?
In 2020, the population of Jupiter was 65,139.
What's the population on Mars?
Here is information from the Expanse Wiki, fandom.
What is the population on the planet Mars?
Here is some information for the Expanse Mars population. According to the Expanse Wiki, fandom, it has a population of 10 billion humans and is governed by the Martian Congressional Republic.
Y'all done fucked up and got me down a rabbit hole I wasn't ready to be down.
Okay, I get it. I get some tension in the room. Let's just address it. Why the hell did they get me to host this thing? No, I'm serious. Biggest night in sports? They couldn't go out and get Kevin Hart, Matt Damon, Kristaps Porzingis? Instead, they hand it to a guy who spends most of his life in jean shorts and is actually proud of it. Why? Why did they go get a guy from the redheaded stepchild of sport and entertainment? Why did ESPN get a host from the WWE? I mean, it's rigged. Did I just spoil the surprise for some of the people? It's scripted entertainment. What we do is fake, right? So I know what you're thinking. Me hosting the ESPYs, that's crazy. Or is it genius? It's time to take a look at yourself, sports, and realize that you're more like the WWE than you have ever imagined. I'm going to start with the NBA. Cleveland won something. That's actually impossible. There is no way that wasn't scripted. Especially when you look at the whole story. Okay, LeBron. You used to be a good guy. And then you turned into a bad guy. And now you're a good guy again? And you left the NBA hanging. What are they going to do when they don't have a bad guy? Exactly what we do. They're going to make a new one. My hat's off to football, though. They build characters. Odell Beckham Jr. Hell, he already looks like a WWE superstar. He is one parrot away from being Coco Beware. But I will admit, here is the one place that the WWE has you beat, the one thing we have that you don't. Vince McMahon. A maniacal billionaire pulling the strings behind the scenes who uses every trick in the book to manipulate things to his advantage any way he can. Something like that is way too crazy for real sports. Or maybe we have more in common than you think.
If I was the devil, my first victim will be the kids. From the moment they left their mother's precious wombs and were born, I would condition them to see racial division as a norm. And I wouldn't stop till I've stripped their innocence, divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book of Genesis. And see, as they grew up, I would continue my infiltration. For 12 years, I would steal their hearts and minds from them and call it education. If I was the devil, my next victim will be women. I'd make old, out-of-touch men control women's bodies and rights. What better way to curse God than to disrespect the very bringers of life? Speaking of God, if I was the devil when it comes to religion, I put my plan together perfectly. I'd allow you to worship Jesus every Sunday, and on the other 6 days, I'd make you worship me. In the form of money, fame, lust, and greed, to my religion, I wouldn't need to convert you. I'd turn the 10 commandments to the 10 suggestions and make virtue signaling more important than virtue. I give you just enough religion to hate each other, but not enough to love each other. And for my final evil strategy, I'd make you forget the whole purpose of religion was spirituality. If I was the devil, I wouldn't come dressed in a red cape and pointy horns. I'd drive a Lambo, have a pretty face and a Gucci belt on. Basically, I'd take the form of everything you ever wished for and watch you create your own hell. I don't need to torch the earth. And as far as politicians go, I'd change nothing. They're already doing my dirty work. If I was the devil low-key, I'd be behind the scenes. You wouldn't have to see me. I would normalize dysfunction and call it reality TV. And in this reality, I would attack your self-worth, making it hard to heal from. I'd show you images of fake bodies and make them more attractive than real ones. If I was the devil, I'd make you pray to technology and idolize those who create it. I'd make clout the #1 drug and steal millions of lost souls as they chased it. Now, if I was the devil, I wouldn't do it all at once. I'd take my time instead. I'd eat away at your morals little by little, exactly how cancer spreads. Speaking of cancer, if I was the devil, I'd feed you tasty food that makes you ill. Then I'd turn your doctors into drug dealers, selling you pills that keep you coming back instead of truly healed. Yeah, if I was Lucifer, then I'd know life and death are in the tongue. So I'd make your knife and fork your executioner. See, you can't achieve higher consciousness if your body is sick. You won't opt for positive information if you have inflammation. If I was Satan, my cleverness would be admired. Why do you think the word inflammation literally means to set on fire? If I was the devil, I'd show you how to really flex. I would release pandemics on the world to give people the chance to really care for each other and then sit back and laugh as they exploited and became scared of each other. Basically, if I was the devil, I'd keep doing what I'm doing. God is my witness. I already control your systems. Don't try to fight against this. Because for my last trick, I would make smart people like you doubt whether I ever existed.
حسن نور.
شو اسمك؟
محاسن.
قديش عمرك؟
هلا 10.
هلا عمرك 10 سنوات؟ بتروحي على المدرسة؟
لا.
انت بأي صف؟
أنا ثالث.
مين طلعك من المدرسة؟
خطيبي أحمد.
انت مخطوبة؟ قديش عمره أحمد؟
ما بعرف.
قدك؟
لا.
أحمد كبير أو صغير؟
طويل.
مساء الخير أحمد.
خير، مساء النور.
مين بتكون محاسن؟
خطيبتي.
قديش عمرك أحمد؟
أنا 25 سنة.
عمرك 25 سنة. ومحاسن عمرها 10 سنين. قديش كان عمرها لما تعرفت عليها؟
هي شي 8 سنين.
كان عمرها 8 سنين لما تعرفت عليها.
يعني هلا فيك تقول فايتة بال 11.
كيف تعرفت عليها؟
يعني في قربة بيناتنا.
في قربة بيناتكم؟
ايه.
الزواج أيمتى؟
الزواج بس لتكبر شوي.
يعني أيمتى؟
شي سنة بس تصير هيك شوي كبيرة يا بالدرجة.
شو بيختلف من هلا عمرها 10 سنين لبعد سنة؟ شو ممكن يختلف؟
يختلف كثير.
شو لفتك أحمد بطفلة عمرها 10 سنوات؟
أنا بيكفيني ربيع على إيدي وما بدي فلتة من إيدي.
شو يعني تربيها على ايدك؟
انه بيكفي انه انا داير عليها ودير بالي عليها وحابها وحبتني ومتفقين مع بعض يعني على كل شيء.
طفلة عمرها 10 سنوات قاصر جسديا، شو دخلك فيها؟
انا صار لي 3 سنين معها، عرفت علي كيف؟ حبيتها يعني حبتني.
سؤال، تعرف الزواج هي علاقة بين رجل ومرأة، هو تناغم فكري، تناغم عاطفي، ولكن أيضا علاقة جسدية وتناغم وانجذاب جسدي. شو اللي جذبك بطفل قاصر عمرها 10 سنوات؟
يعني برجع بقول لك، قلت لك وحارجع اقول لك حبيتها وطلبتها من ابوها، لانه انا ما تاخذني بالكلمه، الجيل هلا كله ما دخل بعقلي.
Our DNA was altered around 200,000 years ago.
Listen, if you ever want to know the true history of mankind, I can break it down in less than 3 minutes because unlike Sway, I got all the answers, all right? 200,000 years ago, this planet was visited by an alien race that we call the Anunnaki. They came here in search of a mineral called gold. They needed gold because their planet was overheating due to global warming similar to ours, and they had a plan to use the gold to create a reflective sheet on the outside of their atmosphere to reflect the sun rays to cool down their planet. Now, I know you're like, well, that sounds crazy. Elon Musk already has suggested the same thing for our planet. So once the Anunnaki got here and they did their scans, they realized, shit, most of the gold we need is underground. And they were like, I don't want to do a bunch of fucking digging. What do we do? So they saw Neanderthals running around the earth like, and they were like, well, fuck, they're too dumb and stupid to control and actually do technological mining. And they're like, so why don't we take our DNA and splice it with Neanderthals? We might have a smarter creature that's easier to control. And that's exactly what they did. And human beings were born. So the Anunnaki had a nice little mining operation going. Us humans excelled at mining. We were highly intelligent. We were easy to control because they told us that we are your God. You need to worship us and do everything we say. And that's exactly what we did. And this is where the Bible is actually accurate, except it was a mistranslation. What human beings actually ate was not an apple. It was a red mushroom. This mushroom had highly hallucinogenic properties, which unlocked other dimensions. And human beings started talking to other entities beside the Anunnaki. And these entities were saying, all they're doing is using you to mine gold. You're nothing more than a slave. So human beings rebelled against the Anunnaki. At this point, shit really goes south for the Anunnaki. They lost their workforce because we went on strike like, fuck you, we're not mining gold for you no more. And on top of all that, some of the Anunnaki got a hard on for the female human beings and actually laid with them, impregnated them, and created what we call Nephilim, aka giants. Now at this point, the Anunnaki pretty much have all the gold they need, and they're realizing the part of the Neanderthal that was inside the human beings is starting to come out. So we need to get the fuck out of here. We got 99 problems, but the earth ain't one. The Anunnaki pretty much vamp and leave human beings to their own devices, and we would be really advanced right now if not for the earth shifting its poles every 12 to 13,000 years, which causes huge tsunamis and earthquakes and floods most of the world and pretty much resets civilization. So the truth is, we've actually been extremely advanced in the past. We've probably been reset 15 to 20 times since the Anunnaki were here. You can see the remnants of the advanced civilizations with the pyramids, with the temples, with the astronomy, the advanced engineering. These were all things that newer civilizations took credit for that were actually created by older civilizations. Now, scientists and geologists said that the poles shift about every 12,000 something years. And they say the last time the poles shifted was around 12,000 something years ago. So, shit's about to go down. Like for part 2, and I'll explain even more shit.
We in 2023, right? Right. But are we really? I mean, we're taught history in school, but what if those dates aren't really the right dates? What if those people aren't even real people? Now, I'm not saying this man ain't real, but who's to say someone couldn't just draw a portrait of him and falsify some documents and be like, blam, this man existed. This could have been a character. And why would somebody go through all that trouble to lie about some dates? Maybe because they're trying to hide something. They're trying to create a narrative that they want everyone else to believe. Because look at the dates on some of these things right here. Up here we got 7412, 7292, 6493, 7415. According to this calendar, these dates have not even occurred yet. So in the past, were we really in the future? Why did we get off of this calendar? And here's some more. 7093, 7180, 7162. Seems like a lot of stuff is going on in year 7000. I don't hear nothing in the history books about year 7000. What could have possibly happened in the year 7000 that history wants to hide? The point where we just started the fuck over. What if what we know as the 1800s really wasn't the 1800s? This is not just America, okay? This is a tombstone in Russia that has the old date of 7388 on it. So worldwide, they was in the year 7000. Mysteriously, everybody just stopped. Where did 5,000 years of our history disappear to? Human history is much, much, much older than what they're telling us. I mean, I don't know the validity of this photo, but that would explain why they were able to have such advanced technology back then in the 19th century. Like, what is this, a ghost machine? We're in the year 2023 and I still have not seen the Ghostbusters bust one ghost. Oh, you thought you were doing something with that scooter, huh, little Susie? Think again. I'm starting to think we really are behind. I don't think y'all really feel me on this. Okay, look at this. This is St. Louis, right? This is the best we can come up with in 2023. But look at this. This is St. Louis in the 19th century. This shit look beautiful. Unreal. It looks like it's on the set of a movie. Let's run it back. This is Chicago. I guess this is a major landmark in Chicago. The formed orb. This is Chicago in the 19th century. This don't even look like America. This don't even look like it belongs in America. And this is Chicago? What happened? These dates are out of whack. The technology is out of whack. The architecture is out of whack. History, overall, is out of whack. What year you think we really in? Let me know in the comments.
This is why they killed Prince.
And if we never knew we were going to die, we wouldn't celebrate a birthday, because we...
Isn't it nice to celebrate the day he was born?
Not celebrate the day I die.
Because you're going to move on to the next path in life.
Yes.
Who influenced?
Well, for example, you had how many birthdays?
Me? What do you think?
Well, I know that you had one birthday.
Yeah.
You were born on a certain day.
Absolutely.
You had no more birthdays after that. So I don't celebrate birthdays, so that stops me from counting days, which stops me from counting time, which allows me to still look the same as I did 10 years ago.
You might not want to sing the happy birthday song anymore. Have you ever wondered where the happy birthday song originated from? Or why we sing it? Is it not strange that every time someone's birthday is being celebrated, candles are lit, lights are turned off, and everyone gets into a circle to chant, "Happy birthday to you," like a witch's ritual? Well, you see, it is very well documented that the past humans used to live hundreds of years old, and legend has it that the happy birthday song was actually created as a curse by fallen angels to hide a ritual that seals your fate to grow older, controlling the population and controlling the human civilization. So the next time a birthday celebration is coming up, remember that this is the reason why.
Sell human meat in their fucking hamburgers, and that's a fucking truth. They liquefy in a machine. They liquefy human bodies and put it in meat that we consume. So they feel...
How do people not tell the difference between a hamburger from McDonald's that is actually human and a hamburger from Burger King that is real meat?
It's not real meat from Burger King. Every fast food chain, and even the meat they sell in grocery stores, is all fucking the same meat.
Who's propagating that?
McDonald's is famous for its burgers, selling approximately 75 every second. Of course, this means that the fast food giant must be doing something right when sandwiching their signature all-beef patties inside of a simple bun. But what makes these burgers so delicious? Here's the secret.
They found human remains in McDonald's burgers this year, and I believe next year that'll be the thing that brings down McDonald's in rapid style.
Contrary to widespread rumor, all of their patties are actually made from 100% USDA-inspected beef.
There'll be very few people who go into McDonald's when they found human remains in McDonald's burgers.
Prior to 2011, like many other fast food chain restaurants in the United States, McDonald's did use the meat-based filler commonly known as pink slime in their burgers. The substance in question was beef, but only technically. Pink slime is actually made from finely textured beef trimmings that are then treated with ammonia before being ground up into a pink paste. Is it gross? Yes.
Yeah, it's just, that between that and the Cinnamix, which, by the way, Clay Clark pointed out Cinnamix about a month ago. Cinnamix is the flavor ingredient, and it's spelled SENOMYX, Cinnamix. It's a flavor ingredient that is a sweetener for food, but it's made out of aborted female kidney cells. aborted female kidney cells.
But thankfully, pink slime is no longer an ingredient in McDonald's hamburgers. In 2014, as part of a widespread effort to debunk the negative consumer perceptions that surrounded their beef products, the company hired former Mythbuster Grant Imahara.
It's all there. They can't hide it. But Pepsi and Fritos and Quaker Oats and Ocean Spray cranberry juice are just some of the companies that use Cinnamix. So basically, you're a cannibal if you're eating food that is using Cinnamix flavoring additives because it's made from aborted female fetal tissue, your kidney cells of a female fetus. How's that? Grab you, Charlie.
You may have heard that McDonald's burgers are made from entire cows that are put through a meat grinder.
It's disgusting, and when we consider how much people talk about the overpopulation, when you consider the amount of land in America that you could actually grow good vegetables, good fruit, good product, and have good animals on there, and they're doing all this stuff, it just shows how evil they really are.
I have a guest by the name of Rabbi Avi Finkelstein. He's from the East Coast of the United States, who's going to be joining me tonight. Rabbi Avi Finkelstein, as I said, a rabbi on the East Coast of the United States. Are you there with me tonight? Shalom, I am here. There's a lot of rumors and conjecture that's taking place across this country relating to the Jewish population, okay? Okay. The masses have a hard time believing anything. Well, we've done a great brainwashing job on them over the centuries, and especially the last few hundred years. We've just brainwashed them completely. They believe anything we tell them. And, in the meantime, we have a lot of fun around Passover where we steal the children. I mean, we steal 100 to 300,000 children a year just here in this country, and we drain the blood and we mix it with the Passover bread, and then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own, and we grind up all the bodies and the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets, and the people, they eat them for breakfast, they eat their children for lunch, and as Jews, we gotta do what we do. It's over things like this.
It's a bad infestation. It's a bad. It's okay. Just don't. I can't feel my alarm. You're okay. Wow. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Wake up. Do our eyes deceive us? I guess if you have a conspiracy mind, it makes sense, right? Yeah. We know the symbols, and they still throw it in our faces. Makes sense though, right? The halftime show is one of the most viewed events every single year. What a time to harvest the energy from the masses, right? I know, you'll call me crazy, then still deny the symbolism. That's Madonna's halftime show. She pops her top and we see what her costume really is. Understand that sports in general are used to specifically preoccupy our minds with stuff that doesn't even matter. So you think basketball is safe from this? This is the Staples Center, aka the Lakers Arena. You guys catching what that looks like? Because it looks a lot like a reptilian eye to me. Yeah, you call it a coincidence until you see one of the biggest stars in basketball throwing up the same exact symbols. Oh, and what are those? What does that mean? If you know, you know, and I know you know. They don't hold rituals here. It's all just crazy speculation, right?
To return to Walmart and see if they're still selling magnetic meat with this tiny, very strong, rare earth magnet. And right away I found that it's still magnetic. I showed this a couple of years ago, and I'd heard about it, and I was actually trying to debunk it. Try to find some other reason why the magnet's sticking. It's easy for people to look at a video and list off reasons why this isn't true. But when you go see for yourself, you'll see it's true. Look, hamburgers too. Enjoy your Magna burger. When you try this yourself, you can feel that the magnet is being pulled to the meat. It's not sticking because it's sticky. Look at this one. We're going to slow this one down in a minute because you can see the magnet doesn't just drop right down. It's pulled out of my fingers at an angle because it's attracted to the meat. And if you watch closely in just a second, you'll see it. But it doesn't do it justice. Not the justice it does when you see for yourself. I've found so many things and I have so many reasons not to trust Walmart food. And I've talked about all this in Walmart's affiliations on my YouTube channel, where I've shown and detailed a lot of the disturbing things that I've found, just to make people aware. Don't believe me, take the information and go see for yourself. Some will call it crazy and assume a different reason and think they have all the answers. And that's fine. We can only lead horses to water.
Acá, no basura. No sé qué es, pero tomó una